entrepreneur and a student, how do you juggle all of your responsibilities?
It's definitely hard, I have to say. It did take me a while to completely uh, get everything together, and I
Mm-hmm.
still kind of am struggling with it now. The
Okay.
biggest factor in my schedule is sleep. I love sleep. Sleeping is one of my favorite things to do, and balancing it with work and school is
Mm-hmm.
kind of aggy. Even though I am an online school, I still have to put in um, time to get
Mm-hmm.
all of my work in, and especially being advanced in my classes, it's kind of hard to get everything
Mm-hmm.
together. So I
Right.
feel like time management is the easiest way to keep everything settled, and then you obviously have to take time to put in to practice and to actually go to the events. But it wasn't necessarily hard once I got the hang of it, and I'm still trying to get the hang of it, but it's not that complicated.
And now we're going to digress onto your talents because I know that you do a lot. So my first question for you is, when did you develop your love of dancing? Because I've seen you do dub smashes, I've seen you do
Mm-hmm.
TikToks. When did you develop your love for dancing?
I've always been a dancer. Like I said at the beginning, I used to love Justin Bieber growing up, and it was just
Mhm.
kind of like you just move as you listen, and that's kind of just
Yeah.
how I developed it. I also used to be a gymnast, so gymnastics, the floor routines are partially dance routines. So that
Right.
was something. I also took ballet for a little bit, and I feel like dancing is just always in the family. My family is from New Orleans, so Mardi Gras, we're just
Okay.
always like dancing and eating, I guess. We're always dancing. We always know how to have a good time. So I feel like dancing kind of just came in. And then seeing TikTok and Dub Smash, it was just like, oh, you can dance at home. So it was
Right.
like that.
And have you ever considered taking your dancing a little bit more serious or maybe stepping into the dancing industry and, pursuing it as a career?
Not necessarily. I love dancing, but not to the level to take it professionally. I do have a bunch of professional dancers as friends, and I love to watch them. I love to go to a class or two with them, but not necessarily as my main like career choice.
And so aside from dancing, I know that you also sing. You sang, you have a few songs that did come out when you were younger. So my
Hmm.
question for you is, where did you develop your love for music and singing?
Again, Justin Bieber played a really big part in my life growing up, just seeing everything that he did and watching his YouTube videos and things like that. I don't know. And I just have like a natural voice. So singing is just like also a little bit natural. Yeah.
Do you ever plan on going back into the music industry or maybe releasing another single for us?
Possibly, but not necessarily.
Okay.
I don't plan to, but I also would not say, yeah, I don't plan to, but if it does, I don't know. Yeah, I don't plan to.
Okay. All right. And so, on top of all this, I know that you've also written your own book. Where did the inspiration for your book come from? And, do you plan on releasing more books in the near future?
Um, More books, I'm not sure. Definitely it would not be a problem to, but I just don't know what type of other books I would release. And
Hmm.
the book that I did release is called My Tutu, which was inspired by um, the first song that I wrote. At the age 6, I wrote a song called My Tutu, and it was a song about tutus because that was my favorite thing at the time. So a few years later, I believe at the age of 10, I
Hmm.
did write a book, and it was kind of like the part two to my song. Uh, the book is called My Tutu, obviously, and it was about the days of the weeks and the colors. It's a children's book, obviously, but it was just supposed to
Hmm.
be a fun way to learn, and
Right.
it also teaches extracurricular activities.
Okay. And so, on top of all of this, I know that you're also an influencer and you are affiliated with different brands like, Fresh Empire, Girls Who Brunch. What does it feel like to be so influential to today's youth and today's generation And, how does it feel to know that you have an impact on what they believe in?
I'm extremely grateful that I can use my platform that has truly grown over the year, over the past few years. I'm just very happy that I can use my platform to inspire kids and youth all over the world, because I feel like it's truly a gift. If I post a video dancing a certain way, I feel like the people would dance a certain way, and just so happy that I can use my platform for the greater good instead of using it for things it shouldn't be used for.
Right. So, how do you deal with hate and negativity? Because I know with success always comes people who, don't want to support, or people who are jealous or upset. How do you deal with that? And, how do you keep that from discouraging you and keeping you from moving forward?
Like I said in a previous interview, strength is something that definitely is needed if you want to be in the industry. And I feel like being strong really takes part into how you react to hateful comments. Personally, I don't really react to hateful comments, nor do I have to. Usually, people will stick up for me in the comments, or I'll just delete the comment or report it myself. But usually hate comments don't really bother me, because you don't even know who it is in the first place. So
Exactly.
I don't really take too much time to entertain hate comments.
Okay. All right. And so, speaking of hate comments and all of that, what advice would you give to people who are maybe suffering from low self-esteem or lack of confidence that, other people's words do affect them? What advice would you give to them?
Cyberbullying is cyberbullying. It happens a lot on social media, and I feel like the main thing is, as long as you don't believe it yourself, I feel like you'll be fine. If you are dealing with cyberbullying or hateful comments or bullying in general, I feel like you should tell somebody, whether it's a friend that can help you out or an adult that can help you out. Yeah, as long as you don't believe it yourself, you don't really have to. And the key reason for bullying is jealousy or problems on their end. So I feel like if you're the type of person that's generous and kind and actually cares, then I feel like you should ask the bully what's like going on, because usually bullying comes from self-bullying or things like that. So I feel like as long as you don't believe it, then you'll be fine, or tell a friend or tell a parent or something like that.
Okay. And so I know that you have been invited to numerous events to speak and to cover. Out of all the events that you've been invited to thus far, what would you say are your 3 favorites that you've been to?
So when was it? I want to say a few months back. I did the BET Soul Train Awards for the very first time, and it was a really good event. It was my very first time there, and I feel like it was a great experience. I got to see a bunch of people that I love in person, and I also got to interview majority of them, which was pretty cool. It was my first time seeing a dark green carpet. Usually the carpets are red or blue or light green. But this carpet was dark green. It was like an emerald, and they also had these models that were on the carpet, and they just had like the best like flower headpieces on, and it was just so pretty. And I was standing right next to them on the carpet, so it was just really fun. But besides that, I feel like all of my carpets are really fun. Yeah, when you love what you do, it kind of all feels the same. It leaves the same effect on you, and it's just the same excitement. I just get really excited on the carpet, and I feel like all of the carpets that I go to share the same excitement. It's just something that it's unexplainable. It's an unexplainable amount of happiness.